Hello, welcome everybody. My name is Chrissy and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction reading for the 27th of February. Now I am here with my doggos. I've got Sprocket here chilling out and I've got Sophie here. She's got another costume on. She's wearing grey today, part of her fashion wardrobe. She has grass allergies for anybody new. So I'll close my eyes, we'll get started. If you would like to, please subscribe, hit those like buttons, guys, and feel free to comment down below. We've been having a little bit of trouble loading my YouTube videos lately, so fingers crossed you get this video today on time. And I'll get started and we'll see what comes up. Oh, just before I start too, guys, we always have a little bit of admin from Australia just to keep you guys in the loop of what's happening here with Elbow. He's having a big meeting, yes, with, I would say it would be with his premiers or his cabinet about the terrible cyber hacking that's going on, yes, in Australia. So this could be leading, I'm thinking, perhaps it's leading down the digital ID road. Do you think, guys? So he's going to have a big meeting and discuss how moving forward we're going to prevent the cyber hacking because there's just too much of it going on in Australia. We know where it's headed, guys. Look at Trudeau trying to push it out. They're all trying to push it out. We know France would be, Macron. Well, I think Elbow's not far behind because he's having his big meeting, I think, today and discussing the very serious problems of cyber hacking. But the thing is, what I don't get, guys, if we have the digital ID, doesn't that open more of our data for hackers? Like, anyway, just my opinion. The other thing I wanted to just mention to you guys, I know there's a few of you that watch me up in Queensland, Australia, the state at the top. That was my home state, actually, where I grew up. Palachuk, her nickname is Palachuk. It's Anastasia Palaszczuk, the premier up there. Apparently it's come out, we know she's very good at wasting money and we know how good all these global elites are at wasting money. She spent $65,000 on her Christmas party, her work Christmas party for all her lovely staff, $65,000. Now I'm thinking that's not going to go down so well with the little people that are being just completely taken down to nothing, but $65,000 on a Christmas party, seems an awfully big amount, doesn't it? It's hard to justify that, isn't it? All right, anyway, enough of Australia. Let's close my eyes, we'll get started and we'll see what comes up. God, they're showing me the sleepwalkers and the people waking up in their bubble denial suits. Some are coming out of them, like I said, they're washing up on the shore like the old bits of debris and this kind of thing. But the ones that are starting to wake up are starting to try to heal their wounds. It's showing me them sitting on the ground. This is the people waking up. They're being wounded. We know that they are. It's showing me, like, for example, kids falling off their bike and they've skinned their knees really, really bad. And they've had to put a band-aid over their kneecaps to stop them getting infected. And they're very sore. It's like they've had a big graze. Oh, where are you going? Stay there. Oh my gosh. He's just got to hold my hand. Do you know what he's like? Oh, Sprocket. He's always got a star in this show, hasn't he? You guys are very patient of my dogs, so I really do appreciate it because they're kind of not normal dogs. Being rescue dogs, they have a bit more trauma than ones that are brought up with you from puppies. So I'm getting this visual of them sitting on their knees, like crying, like a little kid. That's just the image I'm getting for the people waking up because now they're realising it's all coming true. All the conspiracies, everything that they've been denying is still rolling out before their very eyes and they're having to see it now. And it's showing me them really upset about it, like their kid falling off the bike with the skinned knees. It's really upsetting them. We know it is. No, because they're going to get angry and pissed off. I keep talking about that cocaine bear off that movie, the hibernating bears waking up. So be warned. Now they've skinned their knees. They're sort of going into that. I guess you could say it. Enough. She's showing off too. I guess you could say they're going into that childlike image. Oh, sorry, there's dogs barking everywhere. They're going into that childlike state which is part of the breaking down process. You have to go back and dig up your emotions from the past and let them heal. So I'm getting the wounded kids falling off the bikes with the band-aids on their knees and probably their elbows as well. Speaking of elbow, that's just what I'm getting. Sprocket knows there's a bone on the bench for him for later. But you've got to sit up here to get your bone, okay? Everyone's got to be good. I've got to, sort the children out. Come on, up. You go sit up with Sophie. Oh, Sprocket, it's the biggest school. Anyway, I'll try and get back to the reading. So that's what I'm getting. So they're feeling, what's that feeling? It's a funny feeling when you fall off. I suppose you go into a bit of shock, really. We had a kid fall off his bike, actually, the other day near the school. It was terrible. We had to have the ambulance and fire brigade came. He was all right, but it was really traumatic for him. Like, it just reminds me of that. Not that that's funny, but it's that kind of energy where you just go into shock. The kid was fine. If anyone's interested, he ended up being okay. Just really shaken up. But it's that shock thing. When you fall off your bike, you get a real shock. And sometimes, he had bleeding from the mouth. But you bleed from the mouth and it's a lot of blood, isn't it? And that can be very overwhelming. Like this is what they're kind of showing me. It's that shock energy. Because people are going to get a shock when they see the Great Reset. Oh my God, could you imagine? It's been shocking for us. And we've followed it the whole way through and even know what's rolling out. Not all of it. Of course, not to forget that. Okay, let's see where else we go. So they're in this childlike state and they're going to be very reactive. That's why we always get told to stay away, sit up on the mountain and view everything from afar. All right, let's see where else we go. I'm getting Beijing. Hang on. That's in China, isn't it? Beijing, China. I'm still getting like protests, stand-ups, fight-backs. See, we know China's been a dictatorship for a very long time, but I really believe with this reset, there's a lot more coming. There's more coming. And maybe they're getting hit with it. I am getting Beijing fight-backs, stand-ups. See, they've got their courage up now because you've got to remember that during that CV thing, when they all fought back, we didn't see it, remember, on mainstream media. I think they had a big impact because suddenly all the borders opened up, didn't they? And they were allowed to travel again. Something shifted over there, even it was the people's energy that did it. But I am getting Beijing, so maybe something's bubbling and brewing in Beijing around fight backs. I am getting that, which would be great. And it's not strikes. This is like protests. This is like full-on fighting back against the government. Because the fact that the people had a bit of a win gives them that courage and power to come together and that strength and try and make a difference to their lives moving forward. I mean, who wants to live in that dictatorship? We all know what they went through. It's so bad, isn't it? And we don't all want to end up like that, do we? Hang on a second. God, I'm getting that some countries want to become independent again. See, this is where the pushbacks are good because it's starting to shake these global elites. We got that View to a Kill song and we became James Bond, like the snipers up on the buildings aiming at the global elites and knocking them down a few rungs on the ladder. This is kind of what I'm getting. Some countries are thinking, I guess what they're thinking is this all worth it? I mean, is it? I don't know why they're even doing it. So I'm getting that some countries are starting to question this whole process. It's like I said, they want to be on the other side and have the reset all rolled out, but it's not going to plan. It's brilliant. Oh, cheers, everybody. I forgot to cheers you with my coffee. So it's not going to plan, and they're getting frustrated now. This is good. We know how frustrated Trudeau would be getting. I saw there were little marches in Ottawa, through the streets of Ottawa again the other day. So good, isn't it? So that's what I'm getting. Some countries are thinking, wow, this isn't worth the battles. Oh, this is good. So, people can make a difference. Hang on a minute. Let's see if we get anything. Well, we know Africa's been trying to be independent. We know India probably as well. Of course, the little not little countries, but they sort of weren't given a lot. It seems to be certain countries that were getting the rollout jab made available to them. Hang on a minute, let's see. You know what it's almost like to me? It's almost like these global leaders and these elites are losing their way. Like they had their path all set out and that we were on the straight and narrow and off they go on their reset agenda. But it hasn't gone like that for them. It's like I keep saying, people put hurdles in front of them. They have to go around or go over them and go around them. It's not been smooth sailing for this rollout at all. And I'm getting that these leaders, a lot of them are getting very frustrated. And they're sort of, they're having that bit of doubt now. Is this all worth it? Because honestly, we talk about it here. This is an enormous task. Changing the entire world and turning it into basically the movie The Hunger Games, where we all have to fight for a little piece of bread or to earn something with our credit scoring. People don't want it. They don't want it. So how on earth how on earth did they think this would just roll out and everyone was just going to lay down and take it? Just because they laid down and took their jab will, a lot of them, which were in a mass psychosis for that. See, they're not hitting them with the mass psychosis. Maybe they think it won't work. I don't know why they haven't hit them with a mass psychosis. I think they've tried to, but they're rolling too many things out. It's like I keep saying to you, but they're lying. So when people work in those industries, see the jab will, well, I'm sure there's doctors and nurses who have lied and covered things up. We know the doctors have because they've been silenced by APRA and they'll lose their licenses if they speak out. All the people who have had like myocarditis and nearly all the footballers and sports people, they're going to lose their contracts if they speak out and their sponsorships. Same with musicians like Justin Bieber and all these people. You speak out, you lose all your following. People would just turn on them. Look how they all turned on us when we were unjabbed. We know that people who are vaccine injured, I've got a lot of you here, you got ostracised by society as well. Even people who were mandated and just didn't want to do it, you got ostracised. We all got ostracised and vilified from our own societies. It's madness. So we know this has gone on. God, this is just crazy times we're living in, guys. So the mass psychosis doesn't work because people see that it's lies and it's deception. People in the renewables industry, people know these things in the food industries. Like why is there a shortage of chickens and eggs for a lot of your countries like America and this kind of thing? That's all starting, isn't it? New Zealand, farmers have been getting hit. It's not making any sense. See, none of this is making sense. It's not. And they're realising, they're realising. Hence they've got the sore knees, the band-aids on them, these sleepwalkers and people waking up. Oh, so I hope I don't offend anyone with these terms because we did vote on it, really, didn't we? But that's the truth. It's like they're waking up out of a coma and they're starting to see the truth. We don't do anything to offend anybody on here. We're just calling things out for what they are because we're the BS detectors and we see the nonsense and crap that the government is feeding the little people. It's all lies and they still continue to lie on mainstream media. Look at the cyber hacking drama that's going on here in Australia at the moment. That is in people's faces every morning on the news. Every morning. They got the hooded guy in the dark on the computer and all the digits going past, like scaring everyone half to death. Oh, well, let's bring out a digital ID that's going to put more of your information out there. I'm confused. All right, let's see where else we go today. Oh, I'm just getting China again coming with their scare tactics. It's showing me them like with their hands up, like looking down over all the other countries. See, China loves the power. But it's political power. It's not about war. I keep getting it's not about war. It's political power and status and their image. They want to be over everybody. That's what China wants to be, all over everybody. That's the image I'm getting. Show me them with their hands like we're in control. We're threatening you, and so that gives us power. It's all threats. It's just threats. I still get that for China, and that's with pretty much every country. Oh, except America, because, oh no, Ukraine's with America. Sorry. Well, what was that whole Hunter Biden thing? Yeah, that was weird, wasn't it? So we know all this is very fishy, getting back to. Oh no, it's China and Russia, isn't it? The two big powers. Oh, God. I don't even know. Everything on TV at the moment, on mainstream media, is just war. War, 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 war. Let's just have... And the threat of nuclear war. How's the threat of nuclear war? And then you have those balloons, the spy balloons, that they busted and all the white powder. And, oh, it's just an absolute joke. Meanwhile, the war's actually going on within each of our own countries. Hello, Ohio, train crash, chemical warfare right there. Oh, plus jabs in arms. We don't know what that is, do we? So, you know, I don't think big World War III is what they're actually talking about. I think World War III, to be honest, and I keep saying here, is about the people fighting back against their government. That's what World War III is. It's the people fighting back to get their freedom back. How did we get here? How did we get here? Oh my God. Is this real, guys? Is this actually happening? Sometimes I sit here talking about it and it feels so daft, but then you guys confirm it to me. So thank you for that I'm not the only daft one that's thinking these things and seeing these things. It's insane. This is insane, this experience. All right, let's see where we go. How's Putin? Oh, Putin. I am getting that Russia's hiding a lot. Russia's hiding a lot of its secrets. It's got a lot of secrets, Russia. A lot of deep secrets hidden. Again, just power hungry. Just power hungry. Like China, just power hungry. What a good team they are. Showing me them, Russia and China high-fiving each other. They love the threat. See, the minute someone says Russia, if you think about the image in your own mind, when you think of Russia, you do think threat. Like we all do, even though we're very awake, we still see Russia as, oh yeah, they would be a bit ruthless. They would fight Ukraine till there's no buildings left. They would just want that domination. We know that's how Russia sort of, that they're a very powerful country. That's how they're perceived, and they like that. Putin loves that, actually. The same with China, but see, China does put out a lot of visuals of its military, but China is about political power. China loves the political power, whereas Russia's more about the war, like the destruction, whereas China's more about the mind games and the manipulation of the intimidation and having that political power. Oh, there's a force together, isn't it? Oh, no. All right, let's see what else we get. But they're just some messages I'm getting through, guys. All right, let's see what else we get. God, I'm getting sushi in England, London. He's packing up his train. He's getting all aboard. They're kind of showing me, they're showing me like weird. They're showing me the Polar Express. You know that movie Polar Express? They're showing me sushi getting on there. They're showing me sushi getting on the Polar Express with all his bags and all his bits and bobs. And it is. It's like his train's ready to roll out. I mean, he's already been rolling things out. We know that he has. But all the while, they just pretend it's just a little trial. Meanwhile, all the police over there are starting to, like I said, ask everyone for digital ID. So I'm getting Sushi's packing everything up on the train, ready to go, to get, like, the go-ahead. He's ready to take off in his Polar Express train. He's loading up all the carriages with all his... It's showing me, like, if you think about the Christmas bags on that Polar Express, it's like his bags of tricks. All the things he's ready to roll out, he's loading up on the train. Oh, sorry, England, UK. It can't be good. But it's not over yet. People can still stand up. So I'm getting that. He's got his bags. It's those drawstring bags that are tight and so no one can sit. And he's loading them up on this, like, Polar Express. Ready to take off. That's what I'm getting, and I think I'm getting that Polar Express because if you haven't seen that movie, there's a little boy that gets on this train and it takes him to Santa's North Pole. And that's what I'm getting. It's that, like, childlike energy where Sushi's excited. It's like that fun train, like, oh, I've got everything loaded up and we're ready to go and Oh, God. That's just what I'm getting. I'm getting a visual of sushi on the Polar Express. The Polar Express. He's ready to take off. It doesn't mean he has, though. And just remember, guys, over there, there can be a derailment at any stage, remember? The people have a lot of power in these places and things can derail. It doesn't mean that they're going to stay on the tracks and everything's going to go to perfection, but he is loading his bags up ready for a bit of action in England. So there's a lot coming, guys. There is. The reset's got a lot. They're really getting ready to bring out all the rest of this this year. Oh, what more could there be? What could be left? Oh my goodness. All right, hang on a sec. Yeah, I'm getting that slave trade. We got that yesterday with the migrants. Oh, how's Italy? There was a boatload of migrants just drowned, kids and everything. This is just getting sick now. The migrants are just getting shipped all around the countryside. We know there's problems everywhere. England, America, everywhere. And it's about the slave trade. It's that slave trade. Slave trade for big companies that pay them like 5 cents an hour or something ridiculous. It's cheap labour. It's cheap labour. So I'm definitely getting that's on the increase, all this cheap labour. See, they want everybody working for big corporate and all for nothing. You know, you'll be lucky. Or they might throw in a loaf of bread for them if they're lucky as a bonus at the end of the week. You know, this sort of stuff. Very Hunger Games. Very Hunger Games. Let's throw you a loaf of bread and you can all fight over it. This is what's happening. The slave trade is really growing. It's growing. We all know that it is. Hopefully people will wake up and actually see what the migrant issues are really about. Plus, look how we weren't even allowed to travel unjabbed and everything, but they just let people go on into countries everywhere. See, it all makes no sense, but it doesn't make sense just to us. You got to remember, a lot of these sleepwalkers and people waking up, they're seeing that now, and it's not justified. And how come they're not in a detention centre until they prove who they are? I bet Americans are thinking that. Who the hell are we letting in our country? Well, supposedly after 9/11, they got a bit stricter on who people were and all this kind of thing. But when you're just letting people just walk over, you don't know who anyone is or what their history is or what their intentions are. So this is not just us seeing this, guys. Other people are seeing it. We have to trust and know that these are the things that they're thinking. They are. They're wondering what the hell's going on. Oh, we could tell them your government doesn't give a rat's ass or rat's razoo about you at all. And it's all about them and power and money. That's what we want to tell them, but we can't do that because they'll bite our heads off. We always talk about that here, how people shoot the messenger. So don't get involved, guys. They always shoot the messenger. I don't know why that happens. It happens every time. The messenger's the one that ends up being blamed for everything. Oh, you live and learn, don't we? We live and learn from our life lessons. Okay, hang on a sec. I'll see what else we got. God, I'm getting that. This isn't us. This is the people waking up, the sleepwalkers. They're getting disdain for their leaders. They're starting to realise what's happening, see, and they're getting disgust and disdain for their leaders. They're not liking what's happening to them and they're wondering why their leaders aren't helping them and pulling them out, which, well, they probably will. They've already started the packages and plans over here, guys. There's a lot of housing packages and plans starting to be rolled out too, by the way. Speaking of government helping, not. So these people have a lot of disdain now. I know in Victoria, big dictator Dan, people would have a bit of disdain for Dan. But no, let's immortalise him in bronze and make his beautiful statue for everyone to look at. Can you believe that's even happening? That doesn't even... I bet Trudeau wants one. He'll get one as well. So I'm getting that a lot of people aren't happy with their leaders. We know a lot of people in England aren't happy with sushi. That's not even hidden really, is it? Oh, only on mainstream media, of course, it's hidden. So I am getting that. A lot of people have disdain now. They're getting frustrated, they're getting mad, they're getting furious. They're wondering what's going on. See, they're wondering what's going on. Because it's like the opposite end of what they were, you know, you get your jab, we'll look after you, we'll give you your freedom back, you'll have your life back, everything will be great, and you're going to save everyone. And now No, we don't care about you when it comes to finance and everything else. You're just on your own and you can just deal with it. Like, you're at opposite ends, aren't you, of the scale? It's like, how does your government care about you and then doesn't give a rat's? We saw it. We saw it way back in the beginning. Okay, let me see if there's something to close with today. God, I'm getting that David Bowie song again, Changes. Change, oh, to make the changes. So we're getting changes, which means this is a year of change. It's the big shift, the great awakening, I'll keep saying it. And it has kicked off quicker than we thought, actually. February, there's been a lot of activity globally. Not in Australia, they're a little bit gutless. There's been a few anti-Russia protests and this kind of thing, but that's about it. Hang on, let me see if there's something else. God, I'm getting the mamas and the papas today. I'm getting that. I'm sure it's the mamas and the papas. All the leaves are brown and the sky is grey and the sky is grey. I went for a walk on a winter's day. Ba, 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 ba. I'm just getting that song. Maybe because I'm coming into autumn. If you live in Australia, maybe New Zealand, we're coming into autumn, meaning the leaves are turning yellow. And then we're going to have to go for a walk on a winter's day. But I think it's just a nice song. I think it's about being out in nature and enjoying our terra bella, like our beautiful earth. We go walking outside. I think that's more the message. Just really enjoy nature and being in the now. Keep practicing that. That's a message from the guys today. So I'm sure it's the mamas and the papas. I can't think what it's actually called. On a winter's day or something like that. Let me see if there's something to close with. Hang on a minute. God, I'm getting a visual again of us on our Braveheart biker, freedom fighter, rebel mavericks that we are, or on our motorbikes in our Braveheart biker jackets, and we're riding again into that song Danger Zone. We're going through the danger zone now. This is a very temperamental time. We know it's a changing time sort of in history, but we're driving through the danger zone. So it's very important to just keep looking forward. Like you're on a motorbike, you don't want to look at what's beside you or behind you. You sort of want to keep going. And that's different to, turning your head and looking back. That's different. This is about keep moving forward. Just keep on your bike and keep moving forward. It's about moving forward and not being affected by the things around you is what I'm trying to say. So we're still pushing through the danger zone. Oh, God, we get some funny things here. Hang on a minute. So I'm definitely getting that song for us. We've got to keep pushing through. Keep pushing through because this year's going to be pretty tough and challenging, I would say. It's going to really test our resolve, guys. Wait a minute. I hope you can hear the birdies. I've got the window open so you should be able to hear the birds. I'm getting that song. It's an old song and it's that Cold November Rain Who sings that? Is that a Guns N' Roses too? In the cold November rain, nothing's gonna change for today. I'm just getting that song November Rain. In November Rain. And I think I'm getting that. I think we're getting that song, guys, because it's like, it's showing me it's like blurry. Like if you think of rain running down a window, it's showing me like that blurriness. This is the people waking up in the sleepwalkers. They're trying to see through the storm kind of thing, like the rain. It's not clear. Things are still not 100% clear. We know they're not to the sleepwalkers and people wake up. So I'm getting that song, November Rain. Could be Guns N' Roses. I can't think who else it could be. November Rain. It's quite a cool song, actually. Let me see if there's something for us, though, today. That's more for the sleepwalkers. They're still seeing, like, they can't see clearly. It's like it's pouring rain. God, I'm getting that song by Michael Jackson. Gonna make a change, gonna make a difference with all my life. What's that called? Oh, I'm stuck in with the man in the mirror. Oh, I'm fucking in to change your ways. I don't know what the words are, obviously. But I'm getting that man in the mirror. So I'm gonna make a change, a better place, and you get your life and you'll make it change. So I think what the guides are saying, we've got to look in the mirror and we've got to know that we've made change. We have made change by planting the seeds, staying in our truth. We've kept highlighting and shining brighter and brighter, and we can actually like look at ourselves in the mirror and know that we've stayed true to ourselves. We can look at our reflection and we've made change. See, again, it's getting back to that mirror thing. You have to, you know, to make things different, you have to change yourself in order to change your reflection in the mirror. So once you change, other things start to change, and it's even about your vibration. Once your vibration changes, you get a different aspect of other people as well. That's what I'm getting from that Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson. I think I'm going to leave it there today. I think we'll go look in the mirror and realise that we've made some change just by being us, by staying in our truth, staying in our power, staying strong, and not taking on other people's garbage and angst, stress, whatever they're going through, and just staying detached too. So I'm going to leave you with that song today, The Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson. Let's go and play that song and see if there's any messages in there, because we've made a change. We have, because look how the vibration's moving now, and this year there's a lot of change already kicking off. So I'm going to say goodbye from Australia, bye from the doggos. I'm going to give them a bone. Sophie's collapsed. I bought my daughter a new doona at IKEA the other day, and Sprocket's ready to go. I'll give you a quick look at him. Say goodbye, Sprocket. Oh, that's a happy face, isn't it? Ready? Go on, smile. Oh, he's a ding-dong, isn't he, guys? All right, I'll say goodbye and have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye, everyone.